how to boost your aura and sweetness. Men, let's get something straight. If you feel like women overlook you, if you've ever wondered why she gives her attention to another guy who doesn't even look half as good as you, it's not about your appearance, your job, or even your money. It's about your aura. Your aura is the energy you carry, the invisible presence that speaks before your mouth ever opens. And let me be blunt, if your aura doesn't command respect and attraction, then everything else you're trying will feel like pushing a boulder uphill. Women respond to energy. It's not logical, it's not conscious, it's primal. You can have all the muscles, all the money, all the style, but if your aura is weak, she will sense it. She might like you, she might even be polite to you, but deep down, she won't feel pulled in. She won't feel that fire of attraction that makes her look at you differently, the kind of attraction that makes her lean in instead of pulling away. Now, this is where sweetness comes in. Most men completely misunderstand what it means to be sweet to a woman. You think it means being overly nice, always agreeing, showering her with compliments, or doing everything she asks? Wrong. That's not sweetness. That's weakness disguised as kindness. And let me tell you something hard to hear. Women do not respect weakness. They might use it, they might tolerate it, but they will not crave it. True sweetness, the kind that actually deepens attraction, comes from strength, from control, from confidence. When it flows from a man who knows who he is, sweetness becomes irresistible. It becomes the balance that makes a strong man approachable, desirable, and unforgettable. So, if you're tired of being overlooked, if you're tired of giving and giving only to feel like you're never chosen, then stay with me until the very end of this video. Because I'm about to break down 9 ways you can boost both your aura and your sweetness for her. These 9 shifts will not just change how women respond to you, they will change how the world responds to you. Before we dive into them, let me be clear about something. This is not about tricks. This is not about faking confidence or pretending to be someone you're not. This is about transformation. If you want quick pickup lines, this isn't for you. But if you want to become the man who doesn't chase but attracts, the man who doesn't beg but commands attention naturally, then listen carefully. And while you're here, make sure you subscribe to the Alpha Mindset because every video on this channel is designed to sharpen you into the man women respect, desire, and admire. Let's get into it. 1. Presence over performance. This is where most men fail without even realizing it. You think women are impressed by your jokes, your stories, your flashy car, your muscles, your money. And don't get me wrong, those things can add to the package, but they're not what pulls her in. What really draws a woman is your presence. Presence means being fully grounded in yourself, not scrambling for approval. It means being so comfortable in your own skin that you don't need to perform. You don't need to fill silence with nervous words. You don't need to over explain yourself. You simply exist with a sense of calm certainty. And that's what makes people lean in. Think about Elon Musk. He's awkward by traditional standards. He's not polished like a Hollywood actor, but his presence is undeniable. When he talks, people lean in, not because he's performing, but because he's absorbed in what he believes. And that authenticity radiates power. He doesn't chase approval. He commands attention simply by being rooted in himself. Now ask yourself honestly, when you're with a woman you like, are you trying to perform for her approval? Or are you present enough to let the moment breathe? Can you hold her gaze without flinching? Can you sit in silence without rushing to prove your worth? If not, then you're performing. And performance is exhausting, both for you and for her. Presence is magnetic. It communicates certainty, and certainty is the sexiest trait a man can project. A woman wants to feel your calm energy. She wants to feel that when she's next to you, she can relax because you're steady. That steadiness, that grounded presence, is more attractive than any line you'll ever say. Here's the question I want you to wrestle with. If all the performance was stripped away, if you had no jokes, no fancy car, no Instagram highlights, would your raw presence alone be enough to keep her attention? If your gut says no, then that's your starting point. Build your presence, and you'll find you no longer need to perform. 2. The sweetness of control. When men hear the word sweet, they often think it means catering to a woman's every demand, being agreeable at all costs, or putting her happiness above their own. But that kind of sweetness is hollow. It doesn't inspire respect. It doesn't spark desire. It only makes you safe, predictable, and forgettable. True sweetness is not about surrender. It's about control. Control of yourself, control of your emotions, control of the situation. And let me tell you why this matters. When a man is in control, his kindness is a choice, not a weakness. That's when it becomes powerful. Look at Mr. Beast. He's known for giving away houses, cars, and millions of dollars. His generosity is unmatched. But do people look at him as weak? No. They see him as powerful because his giving comes from abundance and control. He's not generous because he has to be. He's generous because he chooses to be. That's what makes it admirable instead of pathetic. Women see it the same way. They're not drawn to the man who bends over backward to please them. They're drawn to the man who could dominate a situation but chooses to show tenderness. Sweetness backed by control melts a woman's defenses. It makes her feel safe without making you look weak. Imagine this: she's upset, emotional, maybe even snapping at you. The average man reacts. He gets defensive, raises his voice, and turns the moment into chaos. But the man who's in control stays calm. He listens, but he doesn't let her pull him into emotional drama. His calmness disarms her. His restraint makes her respect him. And when he chooses to respond with kindness, it carries weight because it's not coming from fear or submission, and it's coming from strength. Ask yourself this: is your sweetness coming from fear of losing her, or from a place of power where you know you could walk away at any moment, but you choose to stay? That difference changes everything because a woman can feel it. She knows when your kindness is survival, and she knows when it's power. And trust me, she responds to the latter. By now, you're starting to see that aura and sweetness aren't about tricks. They're not about faking confidence or playing games. They're about shifting who you are at the core so that women, and honestly everyone around you, respond to you differently. You can't fake this energy. It's either real or it isn't. And the only way to make it real is to do the work. So let's go deeper, because what I'm about to share next is where men either rise or crumble. These next 3 shifts will separate you from the majority of guys who will always remain stuck in mediocrity. If you embrace these, you won't just boost your aura, you'll create. You'll carry an energy that makes her respect you, crave you, and see you as irreplaceable. 3. Unshakable standards. One of the fastest ways to weaken your aura is by having no standards. Men who let women treat them however they want, men who tolerate disrespect just because they're afraid of losing her, men who compromise everything just to keep the peace. Those men kill attraction without even realizing it. A woman doesn't respect a man who accepts breadcrumbs. She doesn't admire the man who keeps chasing her after she's clearly shown disinterest. What she respects is the man who has standards and actually enforces them. Standards are boundaries. They're the invisible line that communicates, this is what I tolerate and this is what I don't. Think about Elon Musk again. Do you think he tolerates mediocrity from the people who work for him? Number, his standards are brutal, and because of that, the best rise to the top with him. He doesn't bend his standards to make people comfortable, and that's why he builds rockets, while others talk about dreams they'll never pursue. Now, I'm not saying you need to be cold or arrogant with women, but I am saying this. If you don't have standards, you are not a man in her eyes. You are an accessory. You are replaceable. Women want to feel like they've earned a place in your life. They want to feel chosen, not by default, but because they've risen to meet your expectations. Here's the question you need to face. Are you afraid of setting standards because you fear she'll leave? And if that's the case, what does that say about your sense of value? If you're too scared to lose her, then you've already lost your power. But when you enforce standards, calmly, without anger, you send the message that you are the prize, and she will respond to that energy every single time. 4. The art of mystery. Most men don't realize how quickly they kill attraction by giving everything away too soon. You meet a woman, and within days, you're telling her your whole life story, confessing your feelings, texting her all day, making yourself available every second. Do you know what that does? It eliminates the chase. It eliminates curiosity. And once curiosity is gone, attraction dies. Mystery is not about playing games or being manipulative. It's about holding back just enough so she stays intrigued. It's about giving her glimpses, not the whole movie in one sitting. A man with mystery makes her wonder what he's thinking, what he's doing, what he'll say next. That wondering is what keeps her drawn in. Look at Mr. Beast. As big as he is online, people are still constantly speculating about what he'll do next, what project he's planning, how he keeps topping himself. He doesn't show every detail of his life. He shows just enough to keep people hooked. That's why when he announces something, the world pays attention. The mystery makes the reveal powerful. Apply that same principle to your aura. Don't always be available. Don't always reveal your emotions right away. Don't rush to put every card on the table. Let her earn access to your world piece by piece. That's how you build depth. Ask yourself this: when she thinks of you, does she already know everything there is to know? Or does she wonder about you when you're not around? If there's no mystery, there's no magnetism. So pull back just enough to let her imagination do some of the work. 5. The quiet confidence of discipline. Confidence isn't built in front of her, it's built in the moments when no one is watching. The man who says he's confident but can't control his habits, can't keep his word to himself, can't stay disciplined, that man's confidence is hollow. Women see right through it. Your discipline is the foundation of your aura. When you wake up early to train, when you stay focused on your goals, when you control what you eat, when you put in the hours on your craft, that discipline shows in everything you do. It changes the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. That's the kind of quiet confidence that doesn't need to be announced. Think about it. Mr. Beast didn't get to where he is by luck. He spent years obsessively studying YouTube, learning what works, experimenting, staying consistent when no one was watching. That level of discipline is what created his empire. And now, when he speaks, people listen because his results are undeniable. Women are drawn to the man who is disciplined because he radiates reliability. She feels that if he can control himself, he can handle her storms too. And believe me, every woman will test you to see if your strength is real. If your discipline collapses under pressure, your aura collapses with it. Here's the mind-blowing question. If I looked at your daily routine, would it show me a man in control of himself or a man controlled by impulses? The answer to that question is the truth about your confidence. Build discipline, and your aura will speak louder than words. By now, you can already feel the shift. You understand that aura isn't about pretending. It's about presence, control, standards, mystery, and discipline. These are not tricks, they're transformations. And when you embody them, you'll notice something powerful. Women won't just be attracted to you, they'll respect you. And respect is the foundation of lasting desire. But there are still 2 more pieces of this puzzle. 2 shifts that will elevate your energy from impressive to unforgettable. These are the traits that make a man impossible to ignore. The kind of man who doesn't just walk into a woman's life but leaves a mark that lingers. Let's get into them. 6. Magnetic communication. You can be strong, disciplined, mysterious, and present. But if you don't know how to communicate, your aura will fall flat. Communication is not just about words, it's about the energy behind them. It's about tone, timing, and delivery. Most men talk too much when they're nervous. They ramble, they over-explain. They fill silence because they fear losing her attention. But real communication is about precision. It's about saying less with more weight. It's about asking questions that actually make her think, instead of throwing out small talk that goes nowhere. Look at Elon Musk during interviews. Sometimes his pauses are longer than people expect. Sometimes his answers are short, almost blunt. But that's why they land. He doesn't dilute his words with fluff. He communicates with weight. People lean in because they sense he's not speaking to impress. He's speaking from conviction. Now think about Mr. Beast. His communication style is completely different. He's energetic, engaging, fast-paced, but it works because it's authentic to him. His passion is undeniable, and that's what makes people glued to his videos. Both styles are magnetic because they're rooted in authenticity and conviction. So, what does this mean for you? It means stop trying to sound like the guy you think she wants. Speak in a way that matches your authentic energy, but refine it. Slow down. Pause. Let your words breathe. Ask her questions that make her pause and reflect. Instead of, "How was your day?" Ask, "What's one thing that challenged you today?" Instead of, what do you like? Ask, what do you crave but never say out loud? Here's the question you need to face. When you speak to women, are you just filling space or are you creating moments? Because women don't remember the endless chatter. They remember the words that made them feel something. Learn to communicate with purpose, and your aura will stick in her memory long after the conversation ends. 7. Purpose driven living. This is the most important shift of them all. You can master presence, control, standards, mystery, discipline, and communication. But if you don't have purpose, everything collapses. Purpose is the backbone of a man's aura. Without it, you drift. And a drifting man cannot attract respect because deep down, he doesn't respect himself. A woman can feel it instantly. If your life revolves around her, if she is your only source of meaning, she will lose interest. Not because she doesn't like attention, but because no woman wants to carry the weight of being a man's entire reason for existing. She wants to feel chosen by a man who already has purpose. She wants to know that your life is going somewhere with or without her. That's what makes her want to come along for the ride. Look again at Elon Musk. Love him or hate him, the man is obsessed with purpose. He wants to colonize Mars, transform transportation, change energy. His relationships may come and go, but his purpose never wavers. That's why people follow him, invest in him, and believe in him even when he stumbles. His aura is fueled by his mission. And look at Mr. Beast. His entire empire is built on one purpose: creating the most entertaining videos possible and using that platform to make massive impact. That purpose is what makes him relentless, what makes his aura so magnetic, and what keeps millions of people loyal to him. Now ask yourself, what's driving you? Are you living every day with a mission that excites you? Or are you just existing, waiting for a woman to give your life meaning? Because here's the brutal truth. If you're waiting for her to complete you, you'll never be attractive to her. She doesn't want to complete you. She wants to be inspired by you. She wants to join a man whose purpose is so big that she feels lucky to be a part of it. So here's the final question. If she walked into your life tomorrow, would she be stepping into a man with direction or into a man who's lost and waiting for her to lead? The answer to that question will determine everything about the kind of women you attract and the kind of relationships you build. Conclusion. If you want to boost your aura and sweetness for her, stop looking for shortcuts. Stop trying to impress her with surface-level tricks. Presence, control, standards, mystery, discipline, communication, and purpose. These are the 7 pillars that will transform you from invisible to unforgettable. But remember this: sweetness without strength is weakness, and aura without purpose is emptiness. The man who has both is the man she will never forget. So let this be your wake-up call. Stop chasing women. Start building yourself. Become the man whose aura speaks louder than his words, whose sweetness is backed by power, and whose life is fueled by purpose. Because when you do that, women won't just want you, they'll respect you. And respect is what makes desire last. If this message hit you, then subscribe to the Alpha Mindset right now. Every video here is designed to sharpen you, to challenge you, and to turn you into the man who doesn't just get attention, but commands it. Stay tuned because this journey is just getting started, and I'll see you in the Annie.